Hey Vuzot, it's Dani. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So today we're in for something a little different, a little bit different. So I don't have a plan or anything. I literally just thought it would be super fun to put my camera at my desk because I do stuff all day, every day. Okay, I'm like constantly making stuff. And I'm like, well, why not just film a little bit and then post it on here and we can just chat. Like, we don't really have to talk about, I'll tell you what I'm doing when we start, but like, we can just talk about whatever. Like, just catch up. Just like chit chat. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Why not? And then you guys can kind of see what I'm working on at whenever, like, however much I'll post this kind of content, like maybe this week or maybe, you know what I mean. Anyway, so what I'm making here today, which you see me working on, is something that I just kind of came up with on the whim. As I was talking to one of my friends about my journaling and this, that, and the other, and I started putting this little thing together. And this is a kind of experiment journal, is kind of what I'm calling it. But I also decided to do some kind of like active spell on this journal, which was, I can't lie, just my friend's kind of idea of bringing art magic, kind of whatever. And I was just like, oh my God, active spell, that is genius. So I set my intention for this journal and how this is like going to work and kind of draw in inspiration and this, that, and the other. So I set this intent, I wrote it in my little active, my working journal or whatever. And I kind of got to work of just like, what is inspiring me right now? What am I looking to do? What things do I want to try? And so I'm putting together this journal so I can experiment with all the different things that I want to try that I've seen, like maybe on YouTube or whatever, like in journaling or ephemera or art or whatever it is. So that's what I'm making right now. And I will say, doing an active spell, I don't know if you guys have ever done like money bowls, where you like an active spell where you're like feeding it constantly. Sometimes I'll do a money bowl. I have one on my altar that's kind of active, or you can do house spells. So I usually do like salt. I like salt my steps every month when I remember. But, I try. Whatever. But that's like an ongoing spell that I feed to like cleanse and protect my home or my space and yada, yada, yada. Like active spells. But this one, I guess because there is so much active work in it, it's been bananas. I swear, every time I stand in front of it and like start messing around with it, the ideas are flowing, like not only for this, but like for everything else. So I'm like really excited how this is going. If you guys are interested more in that, just let me know and we'll kind of go into like what I did, like kind of setting in this kind of art magic spell. But anyway, it's just been a really cool experience. And so what's also been fun is the fact that like this is literally experimentation, what I'm doing right now. So I saw this one lady do tabs to bind a book. She did them with fabric. She did it with washi tape. She did it with like a few different things, like paper tabs or whatever. And I've made the columns, like the full spine ones, with paper to kind of bind a book. But I was like, I'll try these tabs. So I have some, what is that? Like I call it freezer paper. Freezer tape. Masking tape? Yeah. So I have some masking tape and it's like pretty thick, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to do tabs with that. So like I experimented with that to bind this. I will say vintage paper does not like this system, so I had to go back in and like redo the spine in a lot of places, but I can't lie, it looks so freaking cool. Because a lot of these that I did, a lot of the pages that I did are just like single page. Because I have a lot of books that like don't unbind, like I'll just get single pages. And so I have to bind them and put them together in some kind of way. So anyway, this was, the first part of the experiment was actually like the literal binding. And so I played around with that. You'll kind of see, I think you'll see me do that at some point. You'll see me play around with it, but, yeah, it was a challenge, but I do like the way that it came out. I've had to fix little rips along the way. Not something that I would ever do in a journal that I'm like, you know, putting together for someone else. You know what I mean? Like, I would not do this system at all. But that's what this book is for. I got to try it some kind of way. So yeah, that's been my obsession for the past couple of days. I've just been balls to the walls with this. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, I've gotten so much accomplished on this thing in such a short amount of time. Usually it'll take me weeks. Like, I've had journals that take me 2-3 weeks to complete. And like this one, I managed to do all of the page binding in one day. I put the whole thing together in one day. All the pages and everything that you're seeing here was, I think it was just one day of work. I did the flip through a different day, but yeah. Anyway, I've been bogged down with that for a hot ass minute. But I mean, seriously, once you get in a groove with any kind of project, I think it works like that. That's when you know you're having fun, when that's all you think about and that's all you want to do. And so since I've been doing that, I'm like, well, I feel like I don't want to do anything else. So that's why this came about. I can become obsessed and we can still hang out. It's like a win-win situation right now. But yeah, I've been enjoying the experimenting with different mediums recently. Like, okay, so I've used paint, right? Like, I've used paint on just about anything, even where it doesn't fucking belong, if I'm being honest. Even where it doesn't belong. Because I just want to try, you know? But I see a lot of people, like, I watch a lot of journaling stuff, like a lot of YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and like I watch a lot of journaling stuff, just because it's so much fun. Anyway, so I see a lot of people using the gesso, and I have a huge ass tub of gesso. I've had it forever. I never pull it out. I just grab paint. And so with this book, I grabbed my gesso and I'm like, no, we're doing this. We are doing this. We are trying it. And like, I get it now. It's so much lighter. Like, on the page, I'm like, oh. I don't know why I didn't try it before, but I just, like, fucking didn't. So now I'm trying it. And then, like, I see all these people make all these cool little, like, pockets and tags and ephemera. And I'm like, these are so cool. Like, I never think to do it. And so I'll watch a bunch of stuff, and then when I go to do my actual books, like, half the time I forget, because I never actually made it at the time, or I never experimented with it. And so I've never put my hands on it. I never think of, like, adding it to stuff or, like, making stuff. I'm, like, sitting there, no ideas, no inspiration coming. And I'm like, well, it's because you don't freaking try it. So, like, that's the kind of things that I want to create and do and put in this journal. Is just like, if I see it, I do it, I try it. You know what I mean? I put it in. So, like, I've done quite a bit of ephemera lately. I've been playing a lot with that, and a lot of, like, making papers. So, like, I made, I think you'll see it in a bit, or maybe you've already seen it, but it'll come at the end, for sure. But like, I made like paper bag paper. So basically, I like ripped up a whole bunch of paper bags and I soaked all that in water along with some regular paper kind of mixed in. Now, I would probably do it with regular paper next time, but I kind of wanted that paper bag kind of like crumply feel, whatever. I wanted like a thick vibe. Anyway, so I soaked it and then I blended it in a blender that I use like solely for crafting, whatever. And made the pulp and then put that in the water and have this little, I don't know, it's like a little screen thing. My husband got it for me for Christmas one year. It's like this little screen that you gather the paper and you set it all out and yada yada. It's the first time I ever actually did that. I've never actually made that kind of paper before. And it was pretty fun. So I made a couple of sheets of that paper to try and see, I don't know, how it came out. And so I was able to use that. I don't really know if that story had a punchline because I kind of lost my way halfway. That's okay. That's okay. This is how it is to actually talk to me. to not have me cut in and out and clean everything up and what, like, this is how it is talking to me. Sometimes I just lose my way. And it happens. But hey, you still got a story about me making paper. I mean, I'm sure I was just talking about all the shit that I was doing. So, I mean, like, whatever. That's what we're here for, right? I guess. Or are you here for that? I mean, you could mute me. Like, you realize that, right? If you just want to watch this, you could totally mute me. And if you don't want to watch this and you don't want to hear me, you can definitely, find something else, I guess. Don't be rude about it. No, I'm just picking. This is what it's all about. Just hanging out. This is what it's like to hang out with me. Anyway. So yeah, just been trying, just been experimenting. Oh my God. Okay, so another thing I've been doing. I watched this one lady take pages from a magazine, these like glossy pages, and she was like, if you want to add and make this look like a painted piece and like kind of mat it out and like draw all over it, like this is what you do. It was so cool. I'm gonna try to remember to link it down below. It's books and paper art, something like that. Regardless, I will find it. I'll link it down below. But it was just the coolest thing. So I scoured a bunch of magazines and stuff, and I found some really cool pictures that I wanted to experiment with. And basically you just kind of like glue it to a matte kind of sheet of paper. So like I did some vintage paper, and you paste your magazine or your glossy page on there, and then you like use like water soluble art supplies. So like watercolor pencils. You can use like soft pastels. That's what I use, like chalk pastels or whatever. And you kind of draw a little bit on it, and then you take your gesso, again the gesso. You take your gesso and you like smear it all around and like put it in like strategic little places all around, and then you kind of come back, you let it dry and then come back over it with these water instruments and then implements or whatever, and you make it look like a whole piece of art, which is just like super freaking cool. I think I have them on an example on like a TikTok or something like that. You can kind of see. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching me put this together. You can see what I was talking about, the middle pages. I've gone back since and added more tape to the middle, but I just think it gives it a really cool look. This shit is for me. You know what I'm saying? This is not one of my professional journals. So if I don't have a place to experiment, it's just like what it is. So, like, but honestly, the look with all the tape, I'm sure you'll see it further down the line. I'm filming some other stuff with it, but, like, it's pretty cool looking. There's that paper. There it is. Yeah, this one was just so fun to put together. It doesn't always work, but hey, you gotta try. Anyway, I hope you guys liked listening to me ramble on. And if not, I'm like, super sorry. Anyway, I'll come back with more of this journal, I'm sure, because this is what I'm experimenting in, and probably all kinds of other stuff. Just whatever I'm working on at the time. And right now, like I said, I'm bogging down in this, especially since I have this, like, energy being drawn in by it. Like, I just can't freaking put it down. Anyway, this is how it turned out. These are all my pages. This is my book. She doesn't have a name yet. What kind of name should I name her? What do y'all think? Do y'all have any ideas? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys very soon. I am sending you all of my love. Later, Gators.